Hello Aries, and welcome to Glow Stick Tarot. Reading that nobody asked for, but you're getting anyway because I wanted to do it. I am fully aware that you can't see the cards and you can't really see me. I'm sorry, I had this idea last summer and then I was like, everyone is gonna hate this. But it stayed in my heart and I wanted to bring it into reality. I love glow sticks and this is really for me. This is content that will make me happy. And if I'm happy, then I can do readings, you know. Hey guys, how are you? I hope that you're well. I hope that you had a good Lion's Gate. I'm excited to be back. I am transitioning to doing more request-based chaotic readings because trying to do all 12 zodiac signs in order, it's causing me too much anxiety. It's wearing me down. I'm getting burnout and then I have to take breaks. It's just not benefiting anyone. So I am transitioning to more request-based. So I did the readings first for the people that have been requesting, and then I'm going to circle back to you guys and Cancer because I haven't done a reading for you in the longest time, and some of you might not know about the request thing. So this is my gift to you, Aries. I hope that you are well. If you like these and want more content from me, check out my Patreon. This is chaotic. I don't know what the energy is. It might be that we're doing glow sticks and glow sticks, you know, bring out chaotic energies. I don't know. I'm also coming off of like air sign readings. So I don't know. It might be like the air energy. You guys are chaotic as well though. Let's be real. Fire and air. Air sign readings are like never, if you, I think that there's a difference between watching somebody that tries to read cards and they're not truly connected to source or called to it by source, and readers that are genuine, true channels of spirit. You can tell that their personality, the way that they express themselves, will shift through the signs, and that their the elemental energies pick up with air sign readings. Especially, they are very, very chaotic because the mind of an air sign is all over the place, and fire signs, you know, follow that chaotic pattern, but you guys are not as like annoying. You're not as annoying as like, not that air signs are annoying, but like the reading air sign energy is like, what the hell are you even talking about? This is all over the place. You guys can be like that, but you're not as bad as air signs. I don't know why. The energy feels chaotic right now. And I usually don't like to read when it's like that because it gets confusing, but we're going to do it anyway. And it's going to be annoying because you can't see anything that I'm doing except for this. I did some candles, so the glow sticks aren't as emphasized, but I thought that it would be better if you could see something instead of like pitch black, which is what I really wanted to do. I really wanted to do the pitch black, and I might do it again. Anyways. Okay. I'm sorry, guys. This is the vibe right now. This is your energy. So you've been going through something. There's somebody that really admires you. Okay, I already warned you. This is going to be chaotic. I know it's annoying. I feel like if you're truly in an Aries energy, you will vibe with it because this is your energy. And if you find it annoying, you're probably a cross-watcher anyway. So there's somebody that has been admiring you secretly. This is somebody that is not expressing their feelings to you right now. I do see that you have better luck coming towards you and that there's going to be a successful outcome to problems. For some of you, you've been kind of feeling like you're stuck in a rut. You really need to increase your efforts if you want to achieve your goals. There's a new opportunity coming towards you, and there's a new path that you're going to head down. This new path is going to bring somebody new into your life. Person is also going to bring good luck towards you. A sincere wish will be granted. So I do get that either the connection with this person or just this new venture that you're going down has been something that you've been wishing for, you've been praying for a while. But in order to unlock this new path, you have to put forth a little bit more effort here. And again, there's somebody that's been admiring you. It might be the person that's coming into your life, but they are at a distance right now. They're staying at a distance. They might feel safer being at a distance from you. But I do get, again, where it's successful outcome to your problems. I get for a lot of you, you've kind of been focusing more on, I don't know why, I just feel like you've been stuck in a rut. You've just been, you know, this might be with like work, your finances. This might be with like relationships. You just kind of are feeling a lot of resistance. Yeah, opportunity or windfall. I get really good energy is coming in for you, Aries. All that I'm really seeing is that you need to put in a little bit more effort and to trust that good is coming towards you. And that's because it's interesting, it's boot is coming out, which is the put in more effort, key, successful outcome to your problems, and then archway, new opportunities. So it's almost like, I know you can't see it, but you can kind of see it, right? A little bit if you squint your eyes. It's like putting in this hard work to actually go down this path with boot coming out is the key to opening up this new path that is going to be a wish granted. It's going to bring you better luck. You have somebody new coming into your life. And I get for a lot of you, this is somebody that truly admires you, but either you have not met this person at all yet, or this is somebody that is at a distance from you. Yeah, feeling tied down or frustrated is under that. Deep personal strength and peace that assure success. Yeah, you've been feeling kind of frustrated and in a rut lately. It's really because I get that some of you have been trying to kind of force your way down a path that's not truly meant for you, and you really need to switch gears. But part of that is to get out of this rigid thinking. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, self-sabotage. You've been sabotaging yourself. I know you can't see it. I like to show you the cards just so like you know that I am amazing. I don't need cards to channel. It's more so, it's truly a magic trick. It's truly, I'm going to say something and then the card is going to pop out and confirm that I am right. And that's why I use cards. You don't need to see them. Just trust me. Yeah, an exciting event. Ow. You are feeling frustrated because you are trying to use old patterns, old ideas to force something to work, force something to manifest into your life. And what you really need to do is decide what it is that you want and then to make effort towards that. That is something that I always recommend to people. I implement this in my life and it has led me to great success. I decide what it is, what is my end goal. And that doesn't mean that I go and pick out the exact house that I want to be living in 5 years and I'm going to put all this pressure on myself. You have to co-create with the universe. But I knew for a long time that I want to have my own business. I want to have a business that helps other people. I know that my strengths are like coaching people. I'm really good at coaching. I'm really good at counseling people. I have that background. And I also really, really love being creative and making things. So those are my strengths and I just have to find a way to do those. And in the meantime, I also have a major interest in real estate and properties. So I got into property management. And then I transitioned from I transitioned from residential property management, working in apartments, to commercial. I helped run a luxury mall. And it was that transition that in my position, I worked in the management office and I helped small business owners. I helped local shops with their, rent. I helped the entire mall with social media. I ran the social media account until there was a transition where corporate took over that. But when I first started, I did the social media. I did the visuals of the center. So I worked with, you know, landscaping. I worked with holiday decor, installation. I worked with doing the like windows, display windows within the mall. I partnered with the businesses that needed help. I collected sales, and I, you know, paid attention to who was having good months and who was struggling. All of that has helped me build my business. And, you know, I never ever suspected that I would do a spiritual business. I never ever thought that I would be a tarot reader. I never thought that I would be a shaman. I have naturally been a shaman my entire life. That I feel like that's just something that there are, you know, courses out there now to become a shaman. A shaman is called by source. A shaman is called by spirit, and there will be signs from the point that you can walk and talk that you have shamanic abilities, you have supernatural abilities, and that has been evident in my entire life. I have had a lot of instances of that. I just had to put the pieces together. I started doing tarot because I could not afford to get readings done in where I was living. They were way too expensive. So I was like, I'm just going to teach myself how to do it. And it wasn't until I started reading for my friends and family for free that I realized that I am ridiculously good at divination. And it just kind of went from there. And it was one of those things that if I would have been rigid in my thinking that this is how I'm going to do my business, and this is the only way that I'm going to do it, and I'm not going to allow for co-creation with source, my business would have never got off the ground. I technically started This Heart's Voyage in 2016. I did not start my store, and I didn't start my store until January of 2020, I believe. I didn't start my YouTube channel, and it was 2019. I believe it was like August, September. I'm coming up on an anniversary, I know. It was just one of those things that I started my YouTube channel in 2016, 2015, but I did not find my niche. It took me a while to find what my thing was, and I could have got frustrated, and there were a lot of times that I was frustrated, but I also had to recognize that life is a journey. It truly is a journey. And if I would not have had my experience in the mall taught me a lot in how to market and promote small businesses. I don't use all of that information. I really don't work that hard to promote my business when it comes to like social media, because I don't want to, honestly, but I naturally had an eye for design, and I think that was majorly helped and assisted through not only that position, but also the leadership within that position, because my manager in that job was incredible. She was amazing. She was super talented. She was super skilled, and she was super knowledgeable, and she was very forthcoming with that information. She was a very good leader. She was somebody that recognized your skills and what you were good at, and she was supportive of that and helped you find ways to do more of that in your position. So it was really about the experience that I gained and the connections and people that taught me a lot throughout, you know, from 2015 through 2016 when I decided I'm starting my business, to early 2020 when it actually like manifested into a reality. And then I believe it was July 2020 is when I went full time with it, and I quit my 9-to-5. So you have to recognize that you are a co-creator with source, especially when you're coming at it from a point, which you should, a standpoint of, I want to do what is best I always ask spirit. It seems like I'm getting off track. I'm not. I'm trying to channel an energy towards you and find different mechanisms to explain what source is telling me. what I always ask, this is a prayer that I pray on a daily basis, is I ask Source to use me and lead me for the highest good of all. And I mean that. And sometimes the highest good for myself is not fun because I have to learn lessons and I need to be taught things that experiences, and sometimes negative experiences, karmic experiences, they're our greatest teacher. So what I'm getting here, what I'm getting at is that some of you have been feeling stuck. It's like you want better for yourself, but you've been trying to go about it one certain way and it's not working for you. And you are starting to feel fatigued and you're starting to feel like it's not going to happen for you. And it's an energy of, I don't want to say self-sabotage, but it's an energy of feeling depleted in a way, but you're not really noticing that you've actually grown a lot. You're growing and people are noticing that you're growing. You're not giving yourself enough credit, Aries. And again, you need to allow more flexibility in your life. That it's not that, rejection truly is protection. I applied for different jobs when I was moving to a new city, and the one that I got within the mall was truly a dream job, but there were 2 or 3 jobs that I really wanted, and I didn't have the experience. And also it's hard because I was moving from Virginia to Oregon, so that's cross country. A lot of people look at your resume and see that you live across the country and they're like, no. So I got really lucky, but I believe that was a situation that I was divinely guided to be in. And I knew going into that position that it was something that I really wanted to do and that I would really learn and grow from. But I knew that wasn't, I knew that I didn't want to manage malls for the rest of my life. But I accepted that this is a major step up and this is going to teach me a lot. And I'm lucky as hell to get this position and to work with the people that I do and to get that experience. So it's not an energy where you're failing or flailing. You're growing and you're learning, and trust that the experiences that you have along the way are conditioning you to do what you're meant to do. And don't be so rigid in your thinking. Again, I would have never ever thought that I'm going to be a professional shaman doing tarot readings for people, and making spiritual items. That was nowhere on my radar. When I first started my business, I truly thought that I was going to do like life coaching. I knew that was something that I was going to do, but I didn't feel confident within it. And I honestly didn't feel like I wrote this. I keep journals. I actually burned all of my journals a few months ago because I felt that, I don't know why I'm telling you this, but it might be for somebody. I really like to keep journals because I liked to go back and read like where I was years ago and see that evolution. But it got to a point that I felt intuitively that holding on to old items and holding on to old journals, especially from very traumatic times of my life, they were anchoring me to the past. So I burned them all in a like cleansing ritual, and it was very freeing. It was liberating. Anyways, I wrote in my journal, I know because I read them all before I burned them. I wrote in my journal that I know that I'm meant to coach other people. I know that I'm meant to work one-on-one with other people. I know that is a talent that I've always had, and that's always something that I've felt pulled towards soul-wise. But I wrote, I don't have enough life experience to be confident in coaching other people. So it's almost like, I recognized that I needed more life experience, and honestly, life experience is tough, You don't get life experience through easy situations. The best, I don't want to say the best, the events in my life that taught me the most, gave me the most wisdom that I can turn around and use to benefit my soul collective the best, the most, were honestly some of the most horrible things that have ever happened to me. But when I reframe it and I don't want to say that you're going to experience that. That's just my personal thing. But, you know, I deal with a lot of people that experience trauma. So I kind of needed to experience, what does trauma feel like? What does trauma look like? How can I relate relationship trauma I'm experiencing now towards patterns that existed within my family that I was raised with, and patterns that I experienced in my childhood that I've normalized. You know, I needed to experience that firsthand in order to benefit others the way that I do. And it's a way to find kind of peace within the chaos that you're experiencing and the unhappiness that you may be experiencing. Somebody, yeah, it's like you have some insecurities here and you fear rejection. So you fear moving in the way that you are pulled to move. What you really need to focus on is protecting your energy, Aries, because I do get here that there's somebody is doing, this is coming out for you guys. I started the Aries reading 2 or 3 times before I like really got started, because it kept coming out, somebody's doing witchcraft, somebody's doing witchcraft. And I hate that, like, every reading, it's almost that's coming out, but that's just a part of the collective. And this doesn't necessarily have to mean, I mean, it's dark energy at play, black magic, dark energetic interference. Doesn't necessarily have to be that somebody is doing witchcraft on you. It could point to that, especially with the return to sender coming out with this card. You watched me shuffle them. It can be that this is dark energy that's manifesting in your life through, you know, harmful connections that you've been in, evil eye. I am getting here that somebody is watching you and trying to connect with you, especially like through your phone. So if you post a lot on social media, or this could be somebody that you talk to a lot through social media in some way, there is a negative energy that's manifesting, and it's be careful, because this is my get tested STDs or health issues. You might be experiencing health issues. Hopefully not an STD, but you know, getting tested is important. Especially, obviously, if you're sexually active, you should be getting tested regularly. Yeah, for some of you, there's an energy here of, it's late night partying too hard addictions. And this doesn't necessarily have to be like, you know, you're an addict, but there's an energy where you are not happy in your life. You feel stuck, you feel trapped in some way. And this is causing you to, this is caused by a fear of rejection. This isn't causing you to fear rejection. You fear rejection. You have some insecurities here. So you have a tendency to play it safe. You're in denial that you have some addictions that you're playing into. And again, this doesn't necessarily have to mean that you are, you know, actively addicted to alcohol or a drug, or, you know, sex addiction. It doesn't necessarily mean that. But there is something that's manifesting dark energy into your life that involves either partying or late nights. If this is not manifested through you, it might be a family thing, that you have some addicts within your family. You have some addictions within your family that you're in denial about. It's manifesting dark energy into your life. And just be careful, Aries, because I do see, especially where we're approaching Virgo season, Virgo is health. Virgo is specifically, Virgo rules over the gastrointestinal tract. So people with heavy 6th house placements or Virgo placements tend to experience stomach problems. But Virgo, the 6th house, is the house of like health. Day-to-day schedules, organization, health. It's also public enemies. Pisces is hidden enemies. So people with Pisces placements, 12th house placements, there will be a lot of people that go against you behind your back, that you consider friends, that you consider family, that are wishing you harm, working against you. Again, Virgo and Pisces, They're not Virgo, Pisces. Virgo in 6th house. I know you're an Aries, but you have other placements within your birth chart, and it would behoove you to at least look into your basic chart. If you have a lot of 6th house, a lot of Virgo placements, people will go against you, actively go against you. Often, I have a stellium. I have a 6th house stellium. And what happens to me is this is, I don't want to share this because I don't want it to manifest again this year, but damn it, it always does. It always does. This has happened for as long as I can remember. Virgo season, I always had to deal with bullshit at work. When I worked a 9 to 5, it was like every single September, a random ass person would get hired and then decide that they wanted to gun for me for no reason. I've had so many, I was telling this to Patreon yesterday. I've had so many people try to get me fired for no reason, and 3 or 4 of those occasions they ended up getting fired. I've never been fired because another person went against me, but many people have tried for no reason. That's like a Virgo energy. People just trying to fuck with you to fuck with you. Somebody has Virgo placements you need to be aware of. It would benefit you to know this stuff, guys. Because, you know, if you're watching tarot, you should at least understand that astrology has its play in the ethers and how things manifest for you. Anyways. Also, where we were talking about Pisces too, Pisces have a tendency to lean on escapism when they're not happy. So Pisces often can, 12th housers can often lean into addictions as well, where you're on the Aries, that's right by Pisces. So you might find that you have Pisces placements, especially some of you might have a Mercury. Mercury is always right by the sun. So your Mercury placement will either be the sign before the same sign or the sign after your sun sign. Always. What else do I have to tell you? There's a period of isolation you've been going through, but it's because there are some addictions that are, again, manifesting dark energy and health issues into your life that you've been in denial about. Family is involved here, whether that be your family has addictions and that's manifesting into your life. These are patterns that have existed in your family, or these are childhood wounds that are manifesting as addictions as you're trying to escape from this. There's a soulmate connection here. There's a soulmate connection here that's been cut off. Somebody rejected another person, a soulmate. You're shifting timelines and there's a karmic completion in your life, but there's an energy where if you and this person might connect, you need more time. There's going to be a conflict resolution within that relationship. Housing situation is involved. For some of you, you were rejected by this soulmate and you've been trying to get back out there and date. It's not going to go anywhere. You're going to end up going back towards this past person. There is going to be a reconciliation, and intuitively you've known that. Intuitively you feel that it's not over with this person. Be careful though, because there are people manifesting into your life that are going to waste your time, and some of them have manipulative, abusive tendencies. If you are running from a soul lesson, spirit will often block you. And that is one of the most annoying things about truly being on a spiritual path, is that if it's not meant for you, spirit is not going to allow it to move forward. So if you meet somebody that you have a karmic contract with, you have a soul contract with this person, and karmic doesn't necessarily have to mean that, you know, it's an awful, terrible relationship. It's karmic is a word that's thrown around a lot in the spiritual community, but it's just, this is meant to teach you something. A karmic relationship is not going to last long term because it's meant to teach you something, but you can have a soul connection with somebody and they come into your life to teach you something majorly. But it's a relationship that after you know, evolving. If you both evolve, you can meet each other again. If there is, it happens in relationships, it happens in work, it happens, you know, if you're meant to have like one specific job and part of you fears going out for that position, going out for that job, so you try to apply to jobs that are more in alignment with what you've done in the past. Relationships, there's somebody that would challenge you to be with this person in some way. You'd have to grow and evolve to be with this person, and you would rather stick to, you know, a relationship that you've had in the past that wasn't that great, but you know how to deal with that person. That doesn't require you to grow. Or, you know, dealing with the same sort of people that you're used to dealing with because you're comfortable with that. You will find it will go nowhere. You will find that you are constantly meeting roadblocks. And that is because you are trying to, what we were talking about earlier, you're trying to force a situation forward that's not meant to be. And what you need to do is get in alignment with your true self and where you want to go, and then start to make decisions based on that. Again, it does not have to be that, like I was talking about, you know, my career is batshit crazy. If you looked at my resume, you would be like, this person, this person is, has issues. They don't know what they're doing. I have never felt like my career was like, I'm going to get into this one thing and that's just going to be it. I've always known, I really didn't even want to go to college. I've always known that I was going to have my own business. I've known that forever. It's just something that I've intuitively known, that I am going to work for myself at some point. So it was more so for me personally, it was more so an energy of, I just got to figure out how to make it work. And until I figure out how to make it work, one, I have to pay bills. But two, I recognize that there's something that can be learned, something of value that can be gained from every situation, every work situation. And that's just kind of how I have treated my career, is that I always knew I wanted to have my own business. So I just viewed jobs as like, you know, a ladder that eventually I'm going to get to a path where this is, you know, where I'm going to be and I'm going to build on it. Until then, it's, does this position, one, pay my bills, and two, put me in a better position to get to where I want to go? And that's just what I've done. And I've always followed my gut on it. And I don't know, that's how I view work. I used to get criticized for that all the time when I worked 9 to 5, because it was like, what are you doing? What's going on? Just, I'm following the vibes. I don't know, Aries, for some of you, don't be so stubborn in your thinking. Allow spirit to surprise you, because the cards were saying you have a lot of good luck, good energy coming towards you, but it requires you to put a little bit more work in. And I'm getting not necessarily towards trying to, you know, force yourself through a like brick wall that you're facing right now, more so putting a little bit more work in on determining where you want to go long term, and then making better choices when it comes to manifesting that. It doesn't have to be that I want to have my own business, so I'm going to quit my job today even though I don't have any money saved and I'm not sure how it's going to work. It's an energy of, again, I liked real estate. I knew that it would be interesting. I knew that I would enjoy it, and for some reason I felt pulled to it, so I did property management. And then I wanted to transition to commercial because I wanted to learn the ins and outs of running a brick and mortar store. And that was honestly one of the most, and I wouldn't have been able to get that position had I not worked in property management previously, you know? So it was one of those things that I just followed my gut on it, and I just knew this is the end goal. And, you know, every job that I've had has taught me. When I worked as a counselor, I learned how to work with people one-on-one. I learned how to counsel people, and I worked with kids, which I think what I do now, where I help people as a shaman, I help majority of people that I work with have childhood trauma that they're working through, and that have been playing that out in abusive situations. I work with a lot of domestic abuse survivors and people that are coming out of abusive situations. So what I've experienced personally and professionally, that helped me. And then my experience in property management, I'm very, very good at customer service. I am very good at, you know, okay, what's going on? How can we resolve this for you? How can I support you? And then with commercial property management, I learned the ins and outs of a small business and getting them off the ground and promoting it on social media. So the pieces fit together, and then I got to where I am. So trust that your journey is going to get you to where you need to go, but decide where you want to go and then allow Spirit to surprise you as that manifests. All right, I've rambled enough. Goodbye. Good night.